Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name's Kaylee and these are my books. Today is my very first Realmathon dedicated reading vlog, and in this vlog I am reading two host favorites for Realmathon. If you don't know what Realmathon is, I'll leave Cassidy's announcement video down in the description box. If you're watching this video in April, it is not too late to sign up for Realmathon. Realmathon is a super fun readathon that I am so lucky to be a co-host for. It's been so much fun so far, and there are host favorites from each of the hosts, and I decided to read two of them for this vlog. The first host favorite that I am reading is Red Rising. This is Becca from Becca and the Books host favorite. I have been wanting to read Red Rising for literally so long. I have wanted to read this book probably 5-6 years now, like ever since it came out, really. Whenever it came out, that's when I wanted to read it, and still I have not read it. So now is finally the time. I have heard this being described as like a dystopian sci-fi fantasy version of the Hunger Games, and that sounds incredible. I love the Hunger Games. I'm always looking for more books inspired by the Hunger Games, and this seems like it's gonna be great. And then I'm also reading Rye from Rye's Reading Corner's host favorite of Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez. It's up on the screen somewhere here. I will be listening to the audiobook because I have heard amazing things about the audiobook. I've heard the narrators just add to the story so much. And this is a traditionally published romance book, a rom-com book. I've heard that it does have some trauma in it, so it does deal with a little bit of darker themes in it than, you know, maybe some lighter rom-coms don't touch on. But I'm excited for this because, again, so many of my friends have loved this book. I know Michelle from Michelle's Library has loved this book. I know Maria from Maria Might Read That has loved this book. And then obviously Rye loves this book because it's her host favorite. So this has just been on my list to read for a couple of months now, and I'm excited to give it a go in April. And then a very important announcement. At some point in this vlog, I'm not going to tell you when, but at some point in this vlog, I will be sharing some top secret information about Realmathon. So if you want to know some behind the scenes statistical information, maybe it has to do with rankings, maybe it has to do with attack points, maybe it has to do with team standings, like who knows? There is some insider information at some point, so you have to watch the whole vlog to find out. But I'm gonna throw you right into the vlog now. Hello, I'm checking in because I am 37%, 36%, now I can't remember. I'm 30-something% through Red Rising. I'm actually buddy reading this with Lexi right now, which is super fun because I love Lexi, and so I want to buddy read all the books with her. I'm having a great time with Red Rising thus far, and I think the buddy read is super fun too, so that's definitely adding to my enjoyment as well. Let me give you the premise for Red Rising. So Red Rising is basically set in a world where everyone is classified by a color, and reds are like the lowest of the low in society, and they are basically slaves, and they're mining in these super dangerous mines. They have barely any food, and we follow Darrow, who is a red, and as the premise says on the back, he has to rise up in society and become the people that he hates in order to stop them and get his fellow red citizens a better way of life. And this is a science fiction dystopian fantasy hybrid, and it's actually set on Mars, which is really fun too. So they're actually, to Darrow's knowledge, they are on Mars in mines, like deep in the earth. They're never seeing the surface. They're just mining, trying to terraform Mars so that people from Earth can come over and colonize the top side of Mars. There's other people in the society like Greys and Golds and all sorts of things. Golds are the very top people, and they're like kind of superhuman type of people. Like they have lots of modifications on them, so they're like human but also kind of like more than human also. I'm getting strong Hunger Games vibes from this. Like it's so clearly influenced by Hunger Games, which I know for some people probably are like, oh, that's just a Hunger Games ripoff, like boo, I don't like that. But for me, I'm like, I love the Hunger Games. I'm here for any and all Hunger Games-esque books, you know? And so I'm loving this book with its Hunger Games vibes. And I'm also getting a little bit of Mistborn vibes from this book too. I don't want to explain why I'm getting Mistborn vibes because I think that will give you too many details about the plot, but just with the general plot and the general themes and what our main character is having to do reminds me of a central plot to Mistborn as well. And if you didn't know, Mistborn is like my all-time favorite trilogy ever. And so the fact that this is giving me Hunger Games vibes and Mistborn vibes, two of like my favorite things are looking good for this book. Things are looking good. I'm so excited to keep reading it. At first, I was reading just with my eyes, but then I found the audio, so I'm doing the audio and reading with my eyes, so like full immersion reading. And I'm having a fantastic time. I think Lexi and I are supposed to just read another 100 pages today, but I'm kind of asking her if she wants to go beyond the 100 pages because kind of feel like just binging the whole thing today. We'll see. I'll see next time I check in. I'll let you know how much farther I've gotten if it's the same day. But it is April 5th today to date the video. Since this is also a Realmathon vlog, I feel like I should be updating you on like Realmathon progress. I have been working a little bit in the beginning of Realmathon on Spiffbo reads as well, which you probably have seen some of those videos come out on my channel, hopefully before this video is posted, because that's what oh my gosh, Teddy, you're really taking up the whole camera, dude. Because that's what I've been working on the first like 5 days of April, is finishing up Spiffbo. Oh my God, Teddy, I have to like be like this to be seen now. I've been finishing up Spiffbo books for the Spiffbo vlogs. And so this book is really like my first full book of Realmathon that's on my Realmathon TBR. It's a host favorite. It's Becca's host favorite. I'm so excited to be reading this because it's so well loved. Like literally, this is one of so many people's favorite books ever. So I'm excited to keep reading. I hope I love it. We'll see if maybe I end up binging the whole series in April, but I do only own this first book. And this is also a TBR bet. It's been on my TBR for so long. It's just so exciting to be reading it. I'm very happy. I'm really enjoying it so far. Having a great time. Oh my God, this whole time I've been holding this book upside down. It doesn't look like it's upside down, right? It kind of looks like it's just mirrored weird, but no, it's upside down. It's because I'm filming with my front camera. It's all mirrored weird too, but now it's right side up. That was very confusing for me. But I'm gonna keep reading this today. I'll hopefully check in still on April 5th. I need to get Enya some points because Cassidy has given us 2 hints so far, and both times when she's given those hints, Enya has been in last place. So fingers crossed this is a big point getter. I'm not actually not sure, but I know it's hybrid genre and host favorite, so that will help out. That will definitely help out. But I'll see you in a bit. Hello, I'm actually just getting ready to go, so I figured I'd let you know what I'm doing since this is a Realmathon vlog. I want to keep you updated on my Realmathon activities, and today, oh, my coffee table just made a very concerning noise. Today I am going to the library because I want to try to scope out the manga and the graphic novel section and try to get a bunch of short stuff to read for Peace Talks. I already have a bunch of stuff downloaded onto my phone, but I would like to have some physical things to read as well. Sometimes when I have too many ebooks in a row, my eyes start to get tired, and so I would like some physical books. So fingers crossed my library has some stuff. I didn't put any holds on anything, so I'm just hoping that there's a lot of stuff there. We'll see. I'll include some footage of what they do have there, and I'll let you know what I hauled. Hopefully I get a lot of good stuff. But because Peace Talks, each book you read during that 48-hour readathon, you get an extra 10 points for. I want to be able to read a ton of stuff, which means I need a lot of very short stuff. So I need to go to the library because I don't really buy graphic novels or novellas or manga because it's so expensive for such a small amount of time spent reading it. But that's what your library is for, and I love my library, so I love any excuse to go there. All right, I got all the books from the library. I found a lot of really good stuff. I'm super happy with what I got. I didn't film that much in the library because there was someone studying literally right next to where the graphic novels and the manga are, and I didn't want to disturb them, and it was kind of awkward, so sorry, you just got like one shot. And then I did drop everything when I was checking out, but you know, it's fine because I got some good stuff. Let me show you what I got. I got my very first Junji Ito, The Liminal Zone. I know nothing about this one, but I always look for Junji Ito books there. I know I could put them on hold, but I'm just so terrible at picking up holds. So, technically I have put Junji Ito books on hold many times, but I've never actually picked one up. But I saw this one just sitting on the shelves, and there's normally never any Junji Ito sitting on the shelves because I think Junji Ito stuff is so popular. But I saw The Liminal Zone. I'm very excited to read it. Junji Ito, if you don't know, is like a horror manga author and is known for like really messed up imagery in the books, and I love horror books, and this is gonna be perfect for Peace Talks. Again, I haven't heard anyone talk specifically about The Liminal Zone, so I'm hoping it's a good one. And then I found on the new release table Loath to Love You by Ali Hazelwood, which is actually a collection of all of those novellas that she put out in ebook form. And I haven't read any of these novellas, and I did like The Love Hypothesis. I didn't like it as much as I think a lot of other people did, but I did like it. So I'm interested in these novellas, and I mean, even though it is a collection, I think each novella is long enough where I can count the novella by themselves because they're all around like 150 pages-ish, I think. I'll have to double check that. But this is also good for Peace Talks in case I want a nice romance to mix things up and I'm tired of graphic novel format. And then I found a bunch of like fantasy comics / graphic novels. First of which is I got the first three in, let me show you the first one. First three in the V.E. Schwab Shades of Magic series. I've never read this, but I know it's set in the same world as A Darker Shade of Magic, that trilogy that V.E. Schwab has done. And I really loved that trilogy, so I'm excited to try these out. These will get the bonus points of being in the fantasy genre, which is nice too. And I've never really even seen anyone talk about these. I'm sure there's people talking about them, but basically I just don't know what to expect, and I'm super excited because the art on the front like page looks really cool. It looks exciting. I'm happy to read it. And then I got 2, 3, and 4 because I've already read the first volume of Rat Queens, which is another fantasy comic / graphic novel series. And I've read the first one. I did enjoy it, and I'm excited to continue on in the series. This is like D&D inspired graphic novels. I love D&D. I love it even more than when I first read the first volume. I gave the first volume 3 stars, but that's one that I look back at so fondly that I feel like it deserved a 4-star. So I'm excited to read volumes 2, 3, and 4. And this is just such a fun, crazy, like inventive series, D&D inspired, you know, so if you play D&D, you kind of know the shenanigans that these characters get up to. And I'm super excited to have found volumes 2, 3, and 4 there. So all in all, a great haul. I got 6 like tiny graphic novel comic installments, volumes, and then I got the 2 slightly bigger books, but again, this is with 3 novellas, and then this one is a manga. So great haul. Super happy I went to the library, super happy I found all that stuff, and it's gonna accompany all of the stuff I already have downloaded on my phone and my Kindle because I've checked out a lot of ebooks from the library for Peace Talks too. So I think I'm all set. I'm set to read a ton during Peace Talks, which is what I wanted. Hello, I wanted to update because I am about like 70% of the way through Red Rising, and I just woke up. I have a long day of cleaning ahead of me, so I'm definitely going to be finishing up Red Rising today because I'm going to be listening to the audiobook, but it was slow going for a while. Not gonna lie, I wasn't sure if I was liking it for like the 45% mark to the 65% mark. Those pages, I just did not care. Like, this will be kept vague, so don't worry, I'm not giving any spoilers. But for people that have read the book, it's once they get to like the arena, I was just bored. I don't know, I was disconnected. I feel like a lot of the drama, a lot of the action relied on people and other characters that felt like we had no introduction to, no emotional connection to. I love Darrow, and I've loved Darrow throughout the entirety of the book, but everyone else, I'm like, who the heck are you? You are strangers. I don't care about you. And so I was a little bored for, not a little bored for a lot of it. But this last like 65% mark to the 70% marks, the last like 5% that I've read, really is intriguing me, really picked up. I'm so into it now. It pulled me back in. And I wasn't like horrifically bored. I was not considering DNFing it or anything like that, but I just was not loving it as much as I was in the beginning of the book. But I'm very intrigued by this little twist that just happened. And I think I really like the direction that the book is going in now. So fingers crossed the rest of the listen, the last 30% for me today, ends up being amazing, because I think it's going to be. I really think that's the direction it's headed in. And I love that. I love it so much. So I'm going to be cleaning. I'll check in when I finish the book. Hopefully I can also let you know that I have cleaned up much of my apartment. Little side note, the reason why I'm cleaning so much today is because my mom is coming to visit. I live in Texas. My mom lives in California. So I don't get to see her that often, but she's coming to visit and she's staying in my apartment for a week. So of course I need to make the apartment look spotless, but I live alone and I'm not a neat person. So when there's not people coming over to your house, I don't clean my house. I know that's embarrassing. That's not great. I'm just not a neat person. So I will clean for other people. I won't clean for myself. So today, like, I'm doing lots of deep cleaning chores that I've just been putting off for a little while, like sweeping the floors, mopping the floors, you know, like scrubbing down all the surfaces, stuff like that. So I just hate cleaning. Wish me luck. I'll check in a bit, and I'll give you a book update and a cleaning update. Hey, I am interrupting this vlog to let you all know some top secret information. This will be especially relevant to all my team members out there, to anyone on Enya. Listen closely. I have some top secret intel, some insider information for you. Are you ready for it? Are you ready? I know the team that has been attacking Enya the most in the first week. The team that has been attacking Enya the most, the team that has been targeting Enya more than any other team out there, is, drumroll please, Cyrus. Cyrus has been attacking us the most. What the heck, Cyrus? Rai and Steph? Come on, how are you leading your team? Attacking Enya? Attacking me? We will rise and we will revolt against this injustice. But I'm being a little bit silly now, but I just wanted to share that that is the top secret information I currently have. Enya is being attacked the most by Cyrus. You may do whatever you want with this information, but I am just here to share it with you all. But let's get back to our regularly scheduled programming. Hello, I am in the car about to pick up my mom from the airport. I'm just waiting for her to come out, but I figured I'd update you all because I did finish, there goes my keys. I did finish Red Rising, and the ending, as I predicted, was so incredible. So good, the last 30%. I'm in awe. And however, I'm still giving it 4 stars because of that like solid 20% that I just wasn't having a good time with, because that was like 80 pages of the book. And I can't give a book 5 stars when like 80 pages of it I was bored for. But just know I debated giving it 5 stars because I'm left with such positive feelings over the book, because the end was so good. The beginning was so good. Overall, I loved this book and I'm excited to continue on with the series. I don't know when I will be continuing on though, hopefully sometime soon. And I just wanted to let you all know that I then started my next host favorite, which is Total Genre Shift. It's Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez, which is a traditionally published romance book. This is one of Rai's host favorites, but so many of my friends love this book. Like, I know Michelle from Michelle's Library really liked this book too, and Maria from Maria Might Read That really liked this book too, so I'm excited. And I'm 30% of the way through and I'm loving it so much so far. Like, the setup is so good. I'm listening to the audio and the narrators are just fantastic too. So basically, this is a story about a woman who is part of this like very important family in America. Her family like owns a hospital and they're all kind of like quote unquote famous at the hospital. They lead a lot of like fundraisers for A-list people. Basically, she's kind of part of high society, right? She's a fancy lady, and she is a doctor. And she has a one-night stand with this man from a small town. There's literally 350 people that live there, and he runs an Airbnb and also is kind of the mayor of this small town. So completely different lives, and they have this hookup, and then they keep talking to each other. But it's the drama of, you know, her potentially being ashamed of him, their lives being completely different. Oh, very important too, she has just gotten out of a relationship that was emotionally abusive, and so she is dealing with this after effects of the trauma of the abuse, and still her past partner is trying to reach out to her, and so she was in this domestic abuse situation. And so I think this is going to be a story about healing, and a story about love, and I love that. So far, so good. It's like the characters I'm just obsessed with already. And there's the conflict in it just feels so real. And I care so much. Not even just about their romance, but I care so much about them having the lives that they want to live. And so I'm having a great time. I hope I have a lot of time to read this today, even with my mom coming here, because I would love to just binge this and finish it today, but I'll update you when I'm about 2/3 of the way through to let you know how it's going and to let you know how many days it's been, because who knows when the next update will be. Hello everyone, I just filmed the intro, and so I wanted to also update you because I happen to be 60% of the way through Part of Your World, and I'm obsessed, like literally obsessed. It's so good. It is so freaking good. This is going to be one of my favorite traditionally published romance books of all time. Like, it's just the main plot plus the romance plot is just incredible. I mean, don't get me wrong, the main plot is the romance, but there's just so much other stuff going on that this book just feels like it has so much substance to it. And I'm a fan of the substance. And it has some things that I'm quickly realizing are some of my favorite things in romance books. And don't worry, this doesn't spoil anything. This is, you know this right from the beginning. But I'm finding that I am a huge fan of when one of our protagonists, someone involved in the main relationship, has a really like mean family. When this protagonist is not appreciated in life, and then they find a partner that suddenly appreciates them and is able to potentially stand up to the other people in their life. In this case, it's the woman who is having this family that is kind of annoying, kind of emotionally abusive at times. And I already mentioned in an earlier clip that she has just gotten out of a relationship that involved a lot of emotional abuse. So she has just really been having a tough upbringing, tough past romantic relationship. And I just love seeing someone heal with another partner. Like, it's just so sweet, so wholesome, so nice to read about. I'm having a great time, and there are quite a few shenanigans in this too. I don't want to like lead you astray and think that this is a super serious book. I just read about a scene of someone taking certain pictures with a ring light to make sure they look good, and I was laughing so hard the whole time. This book is funny. It is so freaking funny. I'm loving it. I'm obsessed with this book. I have 40% left, but I'm calling it. Like, I think this is going to be one of my favorite books of the year. It's such a good time. Highly recommend. So I'm going to go ahead and check in when I have read the rest of the book. Hello, I'm checking in because I did end up finishing Part of Your World, and it was perfect. It was literally perfect. I gave it 5 stars. It's one of my favorite romance books I've ever read. It is up there with Charm Offensive and Spoiler Alert for like traditionally published rom-coms. It was a little bit more serious than you would maybe expect from a traditionally published rom-com, but gosh, it was so freaking good. I loved like every part of it, every part of the plot. Like, I loved the characters' backstories. I loved the character dynamics. I loved the third act breakup because it just felt so real. And I highly, highly recommend Part of Your World. And I'm really excited that I read this. So great job, Rye and Becca, for giving me such fantastic host favorites, because Red Rising being 4 stars, Part of Your World being 5 stars, both were such wins. And I can't wait to continue on in the series for Red Rising. And like, Part of Your World is going to be sticking with me for a long time. I mean, I even teared up a little bit at the ending. both books were just such a fun time. I'm so happy with this video. I'm so happy with how my reading went. And let me know down in the comments if you're going to be reading any host favorites for Realmathon, and if so, which host favorites you're interested in. I will definitely be reading more host favorites this month, so you can watch out for another vlog from me where I read some other host favorites. And if you're curious about my opinions about any of the host favorites, you can let me know down in the comments too if there's any that you really want me to read this month. But other than that, if you enjoyed this video, please give me a like and subscribe for more content, and I'll see you next time. Bye!